coming to get you, Barbara.
Oh, the devil. The devil.
The power of the dark side.
Hey guys, welcome to Flix and Comix. JoJo here. So today we're going to be covering DK3, the Master Race. Now, I actually finished this up a few weeks ago, but your girl tends to procrastinate a little bit, especially with these review videos because they take a long time to put together and a lot of work, but you know what? It's all worth it because I do really enjoy discussing these story arcs with you guys and seeing what your opinions are. It's just my favorite thing. So I've been trying to go back and, read all of the Miller Batman stories out there just because, I've always been a Batman fan. I figure I just owe it to myself. I have done reviews on the previous two, DKR and DK2, which, to be honest, I haven't truly enjoyed either one of those. So reading this was kind of interesting, and we're going to get into it right now. So DK3, the Master Race, was released about 15 years after Dark Knight Strikes Again, and it was written by, of course, Frank Miller, alongside Brian Azzarello this time, which I thought was an interesting choice, but I dig it because I do like Brian Azzarello's Joker. I did do a review on that. If you want to check that out, I'll leave a link up here. Yeah, I was curious to see how that would change things and where they would go with this story because I feel like they didn't really need to continue it, but let's get on into it. So right off the bat, it seemed like they really took a look at some of the flaws from the second one and tried to improve upon them. Immediately you see that the dialogue and the talking bubbles, all the paneling work is a lot more straightforward. It's a lot more clear and concise. They did incorporate some of the older storytelling devices such as the talking heads of all the broadcasters, infusing that social-political commentary. And then they also included other things too, like this time we saw text. We saw text between people, civilians of Gotham. We saw internet and social media being used as dialogue bubbles with the @ and then the handle names. So it was really interesting to see how they incorporated technology again this time, but it wasn't in your face. It was very effective in the way that they used this as, like I said, a storytelling device. Whereas with the other books, I just felt like everything was just scatterbrained, and I understood what they were trying to get across, but it was just, there was so much going on at the same time, and it was a little convoluted also. And so when I'm reading this new story arc, it just felt like they were very aware of those issues and they were just trying to make things a little easier for the readers to comprehend. And it didn't feel like I had to unpack so much because it was just presented in a way that was just very easy and straightforward. I really feel like the artwork was a big improvement in this book compared to Miller's stuff in the other two books. I think Andy Kubert did a great job in staying true to Miller's style and almost paying homage to that, but yet bringing it into a current time and making it clear, making it a lot less jarring, a lot less distracting. Because I know when I read the other two books, I kept stopping and just being like, what is up with this art? It doesn't fit to me. I don't like it. It's kind of an eyesore. So it really detracted from the story, in my opinion. And I felt like in this book, it didn't happen. And if anything, I was like, wow, that, splash page is great or whatever. So yeah, definitely much improved artwork, I would say, all around throughout this book. As for the storyline in this one, we do see Batman coming back from the dead again. Come on, man. It's almost as bad as Star Wars having multiple Death Stars. Over it. So they had a little reveal of that in the first issue where actually Carrie Kelly is pretending to be Batman, and then at the end of that issue she's like, oh well, Batman's dead. So you're like, yeah, right. Of course he's there. He's alive. He's just in hiding again. So yeah, he's just waiting for his opportunity to come back out. And this time a group of the people of Kandor, a cult leader named Quar, felt like his Kryptonian race was far superior, aka the Master Race. He tells Gotham and everyone really that if they don't worship him, he's gonna wreak havoc. So, guess what? You know, Batman's like, all right, Carrie Kelly, let's do something. Let's go find Superman, who was frozen since the last book. And they crack him out of that ice and boom, he's back. Honestly, you can kind of guess the rest of the story. It's pretty predictable after that. There was a little bit of a twist with Supergirl, who, oh, I do have to add this, by the way. In the last review that I did for Dark Knight Strikes Again, I said Supergirl's name is Lana. It's not Lana. I just misread that. Her name's Laura, and I found that out reading this one because she plays much more of an integral role in this. So yeah, in the other one, she was a lot more of a minor character, and I just misread it, and I thought her name was Lana for obvious reasons, but it's actually with an R, so it's Lara Kent. So yeah, just wanted to clarify that Supergirl / Lara is actually being brainwashed by Quar, who is telling her that, you know, she's part of the Master Race and that she belongs with them and that they should all just take over the world because human beings are infesting Earth and, you know, they need to take over and blah, blah, blah. Lara actually kind of falls for it and follows him for a bit. But, you know, eventually Superman, you know, convinces her that that's not what the Kryptonians stood for, and she does kind of snap out of it, and she does end up sacrificing herself to kill Quar and destroy him. So throughout that whole thing, Batman does end up dying again. Superman ends up dumping him in the Lazarus pit where he is rejuvenated and all of a sudden he's this like young Batman again. And Carrie Kelly does become Batwoman in this too, which I thought was cool. I really did enjoy her overall arc in the series, from the first book to this book, her being Robin, then she becomes Catgirl, and then she was actually Batman for a little bit in this book, and then she ends up being Batwoman at the end. So I like that little switch up that she does, kind of shows her evolution. Really, really cool. But overall, I feel like this book was more about the Kents and Wonder Woman more so than Batman. But yeah, I just really didn't feel like I needed this story. I didn't need the last one either. I would give it like maybe like a 6 out of 10. I really did enjoy the artwork. I will say the artwork was great. Some of these variant covers were pretty cool. I have a few variants in here that I really did enjoy. But yeah, overall, just okay, I feel like. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought about this story down below in the comments, and I'll get back to you. But yeah, that's about it for this video. If you liked it, give me a like or subscribe or both. I don't hate it. And you can catch me on Twitter and on Instagram at Flix and Comix. And I guess I'll catch you over there. Later.